Philippians chapter 2, verses 19 through 24. I hope in the Lord Jesus to send Timothy to you soon, so that I too may be cheered by news of you. For I have no other like him who will genuinely be concerned for your welfare. For they all seek for their own interest, not those of Jesus Christ. But you know that Timothy's proven worth, how as a son with a father he has served with me in the gospel. I hope therefore to send him just as soon as I see how it will go with me, and I trust in the Lord that shortly I myself may come also. As we have seen, Paul has been urging the Philippians to self-forgetting, humble service of each other in the gospel. He holds Jesus Christ up as the ultimate example of sacrificial love. And Paul has expressed his own willingness to die in the service of his friends and his master. And now he mentions a companion whose life has been devoted to ministry and to sympathetic pastoral care. Timothy, whose name means honoring God, is the offspring of a mixed marriage, a Greek pagan father and a devout Jewish mother. From the days of his youth, Timothy's mother has instructed him in the Old Testament. He came to faith, in all probability, during Paul's first missionary journey around 47 AD. His character is a blend of amiability and faithfulness in spite of a natural timidity. Timothy is a cooperative man who shows this spirit even when cooperation requires him to do things which runs counter to his natural shyness. Paul loves Timothy, and he admires his outstanding personal characteristics. Timothy was present when the Philippian church was established, and he subsequently visited the congregation on more than one occasion. None of Paul's companions is mentioned as often or is with him as consistently as Timothy. He is therefore the natural emissary for this mission. Paul implies the main purpose in sending Timothy is that he might receive some good news from his friends in Philippi, as though his own condition is not nearly as important as theirs. There is to be, however, a further purpose in Timothy's mission. In Paul's continued absence, Timothy is to supply for the Philippians all those spiritual blessings which Paul himself might have brought if he had not been incarcerated. Timothy is to encourage, to guide, and to help the church there. Undoubtedly, there were other Christians in Rome willing to go on such a mission, but none of them were qualified or called to do so. Of those who were free to go and competent for the service, Timothy is the only one who was willing to undertake the task. The reason for this is stated by the apostle in very regretful words. For they all seek their own, not the things of Jesus Christ. Sadly, the same is true today. Some go into ministry on their own strength, having never been called nor qualified, and they burn out. Others ignore the calling, and they use the gifts the Lord has given them for their own benefit. Of these, John Calvin has said, "It is impossible for a man who is devoted to himself that he should apply himself to the interests of the church." To people like this, Timothy forms a striking contrast. The word proof indicates not only that which is revealed by testing, but also that which is resulting from testing. Timothy's character has been revealed in his devoted service in support of Paul. It is like the service of a son to a revered parent. With extreme humility and love, Paul refers to him as serving with me in the ministry. He raises Timothy to an equal, a co-laborer, and a fellow messenger. It is true that no friendships in the world are so close and inspiring as those in which are forged together in the service of Jesus Christ for the furtherance of the gospel. Now, Paul will send the trusted messenger as soon as he learns the outcome of his own trial. But who can predict the verdict of a tyrant like Nero? Whether acquittal or execution await him, Paul cannot tell. But whatever happens, Timothy will hasten to Philippi with the fateful news. Trusting in the providence of God, Paul knows that whatever the decree of Nero turns out to be, in actuality, it will be the voice of God pronouncing for him either deliverance or death. Paul's hope and confidence are in the Lord. If release comes, it will only be by the grace of God. But if this hope is not fulfilled, something far greater awaits. In either case, the Lord's will be done. And with that, Paul is magnificently content. Having this unwavering faith in the all-powerful, loving providence of God is Paul's secret to peace and joy, regardless of his circumstances. These same gifts are available to us today, if only we will apprehend them by faith.